That's 1, 2, 3. Now we're back.
I have no idea.
Sound though. Oh, there it is. I have no earthly idea. But it's a good ball game. First and third. Bottom of the fifth. I think nobody down. Is it nobody down or one down? It's nobody down. Swings through.
Seguin River Monsters.
Folks, welcome back to the broadcast. I cannot begin to tell you the technical difficulties that has gone on here in the last at least 2.5 innings. Unreal. So I won't even go there. Suffice to say, if you could dream up a curse word, think of anyone. I used it. What you're thinking of right now? I use that one. That other one you're thinking of? I use that one also. But as it is, it's a good ball game. My scorebook back, Scotty B. Everybody has each other's back. We tried everything, and I mean everything, to get the broadcast back up. We finally said, let's try to plug in the camcorder. For post game. It has a cam link, so you can just see its USB, and we're like, we'll just go silent and just put that up so people can watch it. And once we did that, for some reason, all of a sudden we're sort of recognizing our switchboard again that has all 4 cameras into it. So away we go. Top of 6, Buono on. Talking to Caleb before the game, he has been extremely reliable with very good stuff this summer. And I said, hey, you getting any looks from D1? He's Permian Basin is 4-year, but he's like, yeah, I really have been getting a whole lot of interest. I was shocked because I think he's absolutely a solid guy. I think he's honestly a starter, if not a good, reliable middle relief guy, the way he mixes. And for coaches out there, around the plate, you just don't want to have a whole bunch of free passes he shoots. So, but anyway, Mr. Buono, personal favorite. We're on to Mr. Keene here in top of 6. I got that right. Becker doubled off the wall and scored. Or tripled off the wall, really. I was getting out of here. That's one of the runs y'all missed. Galindo got around the bases actually, no, he hit one in the corner and went for 2. It's time up, but here's Mr. Keene. Again, sincerest apologies. Technology, there's just no answers for when something decides to stop working. You didn't touch a setting. You didn't do anything. It just stops recognizing that it's plugged in. I don't know what to do. Oh, again. 2-2. Guys, it's interesting who's showing up. We had a couple UTSA guys, Kingsbury and Drake, show up from the West Coast League. So colleges move around a lot more than I remember in summer ball. If you were there, you were there. Be that as it may, we're back for a few more innings here. Good ball game tonight. One ball game. This stage, it's anybody's. Got to hold them if you're the Stirs, and Buono does that. Paints corner for strike 3. Down. Sean Curtis, the second baseman, striding up to the dish. Great turnout tonight. Victoria, always phenomenal. Their fans. Some of the best fans in the TCL, folks. This ball away. Fastball, like breaking ball, change guys, as with most, but he mixes just enough to keep you off balance. Squares to bunt was Curtis, but he fouls it. Buono has been there when you need him. It's good pitchers, and the addition of Drake and Kingsbury is very optimistic as well. We watched UTSA will never stop mentioning the Blue Falcon job given by the NCAA selection committee. But as it may, UTSA's final season ranking was 37 RPI. Absolutely ripped off some amazing wins in the conference tournament. They should have got a chance. But we got a couple road runners. A few road runners in this league. 3-1. Probably. 2-1 to Curtis. Almost on the cut. First baseman's back on the lefty Curtis. Good bunts in this league. Not as many as I'd liked. I am a small ball traditionalist, and I can't remember if it was Brazos Valley, but somebody was shifting our lefties the other day. I think it could have been the Cane Cutters trying to work a little bit of a shift on, but completely leaving the left side wide open for a slap or drag bunt. Buono bounces it, walks Curtis. is River Monsters baseball camp tonight. 100 kids came out. You get tips from these players, which is always good. You should send your kids to baseball camps because information cannot hurt you. Everybody does things, there's more than one way to have your footwork at second. There's more than one way to hit a baseball. There's more than one way to, you can't be Ozzie Smith. Nice play by Elizondo to get the chopper up the middle. Just by Vuono. No chance to turn two because he had to field it in front of the bag. So Benjamin chops out. 6-3, but advances Curtis. Not a sack. Apologies to our statistician who's like trying to take stats from the broadcast and it goes down. I don't know what to tell you. I still have no idea what happened. Part in Forrest Gump, where Forrest Gump's like giving a speech and then the crazy person just starts pulling all the cords out. He speaks into silence. Maybe something like that happened or sabotaged. I don't know. It's Malachi Lott. Played by Elizondo, though. Had to make it on the charge and the side sling and throw. Gets it by a step. 2 down. There. 1 a lot. Situation for Curtis to run. He's going to score on a single. Never make the third out of third. Cardinal rule. You are already in scoring position. So here we sit. Runner on second. 2 down. Nice breaking ball from Buono. Defensive swing from Lott. 2-2. You're getting hit hard in this league. From Lott already in the first. Went over like the E in Seguin, right in the gap. And I'll add Lott didn't do some, got extension on the breaking ball way out in front. I'll say this for Lott, he didn't do some crazy pimp job like he'd never hit a home run before. That's fine. I'm going to pop the collar Ricky Henderson style, but a lot of these kids are just pimping because like they don't ever hit one. So they got to show out if they ever get it over the fence. Look like you hit one, folks. Want to do a jab step in there? That's good. That's fine. 1 flap down, pass ball. Curtis is going to go to third. The Mickey Mantle, put your head down, sprint around the bases. This day and age, kids are having fun with it. Pimp it just a little bit. Do it right. Have some style. Lott. So it is last time. 1 for 2. That being the case, it might be more than that. I'm not sure what happened the second and third there. Probably did come around again in the third. Nevertheless, 3-1 ball game. Runner at third now. It's on August Ramirez. Block anything. Save that run. Full count to Lott. Skies it. It's short and left. Elizondo calls for it. Makes the catch. Buono strands him. Curtis stays at second. Get out of it. Still 3-1 ball game, folks. Stop is going to be Skylar Trevino.
Skylar Trevino.
Their book. Is that inning? We missed the second inning. Let's see here. Ball outside. Owen's still on the mound. Owen's going into the bottom of the sixth. Why not? So a one-run ball game going. Slider. Breaking pitch. 1-1. Just chip away. Get these little drilled to right, but right at the right field, there's a dives down. Jacob Ruiz. Ruiz had a good night tonight. I was playing the game. I liked that in that game he was shooting the ball up the middle and the other way. Shout out to Luis Solis, who was with me in a psychological battle. Up the middle by Jacob Ruiz and gets a Smokey Joe hop. And the runner now is extremely close. Extremely close. They call him out if they appeal that. Because they slap the tag lightning quick. I don't know if you can overturn if you're the home plate umpire there. So the center fielder just went straight to first on the come up. They're not going to overturn him. I guarantee you on instant replay, he may have been out on that. Gotta get dirty. I'm rolling out a single, folks, because I'm a homer. But it was up the middle and Smokey Joe hop. What are you going to do? So Jacob Ruiz aboard. Very important run. Here is Augie Ramirez, the catcher. Face Braylon Owens. His spot got the strike. Might have been slightly off. He nailed the catcher setup. One. These can run. I'm not sure if you're doing that. Down by 2 here. Fastball swung through 0-2. He's with healthy lead. Slider down and in. The classic I'm ahead 0-2 pitch. Extension, bounce it. He's in 2-strike hitting mode here. Gonna play depth up the middle. Huge hole on the right side. Lopez, I'm sorry. David Lopez does wait on deck. Outfield straight away. Owens to set. That backdoor slider, no argument for Ramirez. Good pitch. Say to that, you're not looking for that. That's what happens. Pitcher when you're up 1-2. First. Goes, flared the other way. Left fielder having trouble tracking it. Oh my goodness, Galindo makes a circus catch on the run. Full speed. That'd have been big if that dropped. Not to be, folks. 1 hit, 1 run left on base. Scores go to the top of 7. Becker. This time I looked up, he was banging one off the wall in left center. One to deal. Bounces a fastball. Off the bases. Jams him a little bit. Trevino hop eats him up. Rounds, but he's not going anywhere. Probably ruled out a single. Both ways, Granville.
Number 16, Chase Seguin.
Becker on first. Ropes a shot off the heel of Trevino's glove. Benetti. It's low. A lefty, Becker making a huge hole on the right side as the base runner. Victoria Generals games. I don't know if I've seen Becker go for it. Man, that's slow actually. Watch him run out triple, huge strides. Maybe not a base stealer. Look at the 1907 stats from Clay Green at the University of Tennessee. Talk about base stealers. Clay Green, a smoker. Really slide head first because he had a pack of cigs in his back pocket. Might be making that up, but Clay was a smoker. But he broke the record for stolen bases in the Southeastern Conference. It's something to say. Lined up the middle, but coming on. It's in front. David Lopez playing center tonight. I'm going to go look that up myself. SEC all-time stolen bases in a season. Pirates took a chance on him, trying to make him a second baseman. He was like an outfielder. But this world speed, just a redneck from Tennessee. He was Clay Green. Honestly, it looked like he took about 6 steps and dove. Just teleporting between bases. I digress. Batter is Reed. Spenrath. Eddie first, Becker second. Here's Spenrath. Down. The triple play get induced. The old triple play bounced. Unbelievable hop. Chopped into the plate, bounced over the first baseman. Good throw down to third, and they got him by a mile. Jose Gonzalez. My goodness. Spenrath with a unique single bounces it from the infield like the home plate dirt cut over the first baseman's head. Who's going to score? Sanguinetti gun down. First out. You got Spenrath at first. Batter. Breaking ball from Vuono. Looked good. He's called it high, I guess. So they looked for Jose Gonzalez to get drafted June 17th. 18th or 19th. Not sure how many rounds they do per day, but putting up the numbers that he's putting up, D1 school like Texas State, and then that's a tool right there. That's a right fielder's throw. He aired that out with velocity, gunned him by a mile. Athlete is Jose Gonzalez. Mono deals chopped over to Jacob Ruiz. Too quick trying to turn the double play, and the ball is dropped. That will be 4 on Nickens to first. That's like the analogous of the wide receiver looking where he's going to run for the touchdown before he catches the ball. You got to grab it first. But you got to be quick there because it was going to be a quick turn. So I understand why Ruiz is trying to get that over to Elizondo as fast as he could. Galindo. Second. Double play gets us out of here. Lined up the middle. I thought he was going to catch it for a second. This is loaded on Galindo's single. Stayed up there a while. Keen, catcher up tonight. As at least he's got 2 hits tonight by this book. 2 for 3. Looks at any bag. Trevino on the cut. Dayton coming in. Corners are going to be in here. Going to come to the plate. You field something at first or third. This ball by Keene. Fastball popped into foul territory. Could be playable. Below. Smokey Joe, 0-2 to Keene. Does typically blow in that direction. To right almost always. If it's not doing that, it's blowing in. And if it's not doing that, it's not blowing at all. Never seen it blow to left. Sets. Fastball. Keene spoils it. I don't know if you're into kites. No, I am. I think it's windy enough for a kite, but some nights it is. Keene choking. Crowd getting amped up here. I like to hear the yelling, the animation. So beer sales started. Off-speed pitch outside. Good change up there if you chase it. A little too far out. 1-2. This fad of pitching from the opposite side of the rubber developed. Giving up an advantage. Depleting the angle. Come over the opposite side of the road. The only thing about that is like for craft, the quote-unquote crafty lefty, and you got like a Maddox kind of like tail on the change, you're kind of in screwball, like oppo break screwball mode to a righty, which is confusing, but I prefer the angle diving in on you and just going against the grain with lefties. So many guys getting off to the all the way over there, first base side. Huge, filthy angle on the curveball. Not so much anymore. It seems more common than not that people are on the opposite side of the rubber. 2 still. Backdoor change. Very close. Not swinging. That's got to pitch as a pitcher. When they don't swing at that, you're like, come on, man. What are you looking for? It's just an eagle eye. You got to protect. You got to chase my changeup right there. Keen. Ground ball. What we're looking for. Fastball. Fouled again. Art of pitching. I watched so many different guys. I was watching Maddox highlights the other day, and the leg kick and like upper body release between like a fastball change and a slider there was just no difference. It's like he decided the second he just reached back. It's like, now I'm throwing this the last second. Unbelievable. It's like Pedro. Go back and watch some Pedro Martinez highlights. Because everybody's like, oh man, all these guys throw 100 now. And maybe they do. Maybe they're all 98 guys. Go back and watch the run on Pedro's 98 miles an hour. It's insane. I was watching some highlights of Pedro versus the Mariners in Fenway. It's like 98 with a weird arm angle. Probably, I mean, arguably, I haven't seen all the pictures. I don't like to be definitive with them. Arguably, greatest pitcher ever stepped on the mound. If you look at his walks, hits, innings pitched at the height of the steroid era. He's pitching at dudes who are like video game style batters and setting records for low ERA and probably Pedro. Channeling Pedro, 3-2, 1 down. This ball again. Spoiling pitch after pitch. And I'll tell you, this almost always favors the batter, and hopefully that's the turnstile jinx where it backfires on Keene. The more you see a guy, the more you foul off. It's just like your body is getting this subconscious timing, and your brain and eyes picking it up more and more. Really to get yourself out and get a chase. It seems less and less. There it is. One run will score. Keene, as much as he battled their fouling balls off and off and off, Buono's in a no-win situation because he's got to come to the plate full count. And you're just not getting a swing and miss right there. Morellis about to go out. Comes back to the dugout. Now Coach Abrego's coming out. I think they're going to go to the bullpen. Good stuff from Buono. Worked into a jam here. 5-1 ball game. Singles. Enrath. Enrath scores, making it a 5-1 ball game. Buono still out. Love to see the fire in the belly. So second, Keene out first. Cameron Nickens at third. Buono to deal. Fouls off the first pitch. Bullpen, but Buono was going to give you his best. He's going to give you his good stuff. It just so happened that Mr. Keene was up to the battle. Set 0-1 to Curtis. Squares to bunt. Kind of a safety squeeze. You got to shuffle it to force anyway, so he's out. Curious play there with a force. I'm sure Curtis wishes he had that back on first on the fielder's choice. Nickens, second out of the inning. Mariners advance, but Nickens is forced out at the plate. You're almost worried that Vuono wasn't going to get the shuffle out of the glove. You still had time to barehand it and flick it to Ramirez. Nevertheless, 2 down. Nice slider from Vuono. Benjamin, strike 1. That being the problem with a bunt in that situation, it has to be absolutely perfect. Oh no. Ball bounced. No scores. There's advance. Fastball is almost as if Ramirez was crossed up on that. Runner second, third. Because any sort of drag bunt scenario, you're going to want the play to be made first because it's a much longer throw. So there you have no throw and you have a force at home plate. 2. Another 1-2 on the pass ball to Samuel Benjamin. Vuono can cook up something nasty here. Out having a good time tonight skiing. Scorcher today. There's the slider down low. I have no idea if that's why we had technical difficulties. It's because it's 108. Tim Mini just decided to fry its brain. I have no idea. We tried everything. And I mean everything, folks. Sacrificed chicken. Vuono strikes him out. Gets out of it. Did a rain dance. You name it, we did it. Couldn't get the broadcast back on. Magically came back on. 7th inning stretch time, folks. Get up out of your lazy boys off your couch. Run around the house singing. A microphone open. If I talk, the mic won't drop. I don't care. As the mic's shake, or it's 1, 2, 3. Owen's out of the ball game. New pitcher. If you're happy and you're clapping. Patrick Dunn, according to our roster, checking into pitch for the Victoria Generals. Righty, tall righty at that. Sidearm delivery with some velo. Should be interesting as the Stars make our epic comeback. Here's the man himself, Mr. Jacob Elizondo. That's for a great ball player. An infielder, heck of a hitter. Perfect man to start us up on a wave comeback. Velocity from Dunn. personal note, if I was a right-handed batter, I wouldn't want to stand in there and see that coming in. In on the hands. 1. Right-handed Randy Johnson version. Just delivering cheddar from the side sling. And that's what you fear. Gets Elizondo. I think it got all helmet, but he's down. Very scary facing Dunn with that release. So Elizondo walks down to first. The helmet manufacturer does what it was built to do, protected Elizondo, but the problem I think you're going to have with that kind of stuff, because Dunn has good stuff, but a normal release over the top or whatever, like if it's not perfectly over top, you're just going to have like a little bit of run. But every time you're throwing that hard, that ball is running back into the righty, which is awesome if you can control it, because you're just going to run it in and break bats, soft handles. But if it's not like that sort of meticulous control, you're going to run it in on people's heads and bodies. So Elizondo on first. There he goes, way outside, and Elizondo slides under the tag. Almost a super creative catch in the air and slap the tag down to get Elizondo on a diving foot. I've actually seen that in MLB a couple times where they just are flying, the shortstop's flying over the runner and just brings it down and manages to touch a part of the runner's body. But Elizondo in safely, stolen base, and a good one at that. And again, it's like Dunn trying to find the happy medium between yanking it outside or tailing it way in on the righty. Stolen base, 2-1. One sitting here watching this ball game would deny that Dunn has electric stuff, but pass ball, controlling that arm angle. I don't know how long he's been doing that, but he seems like an athlete, and I wonder if he loses any velocity if you bring him up to like 3/4. I think you get the same filth effect, honestly. I just think he would be pretty close to the same velocity guy at like 3/4, but with more control. That's the theory if you're Patrick Dunn's pitching coach. I mean, up the middle there by De Leon, jammed. Tough play. He's going to be safe. Elizondo scores, and that's huge. Tight ball game. So Jimmy De Leon, jam shot, ground ball up the middle. You got to rule that E6. De Leon's on first. Sub Jose Gonzalez, the Vladimir Guerrero Sr. style gun out of right. Ellis Valentine. I don't know. That was a heck of a throw. It wasn't from the corner in right field, but it was from the middle. There goes De Leon. Another throw, this time right on the bag. I don't know if they... Sure if they... Looks like he tagged the bag, but throw beat him by a hair. De Leon caught stealing. First out. So you want to get in scoring position, certainly with Mr. Gonzalez. Fastball up. 2-0. Fastball for a strike there. And again, please review the Texas State postseason. I want to see how absolutely clutch Jose Gonzalez was. I think he hit 3 dingers at the Stanford Regional. It was insane. And he wasn't like, he was going dead central. Love his swing. 2-2. versus power. Drills it, but slicing away from the center fielder. Confusion, but Galindo comes in, calls him off. Hollowing. And outfielders converging. Turns into F7 for the second out.
Up to bat for Seguin, number 19.
Dayton. University of Texas, couple singles tonight. Big lefty. In. No. One and one. That's the interesting thing also about pitching mechanics. I don't know how much the sidearm, for some guys, maybe it's more comfortable. Strain it puts on the arm coming from that angle. Owen Ryan, do it for how many ever years he did it. Remember old Dan Quisenberry, the submariner? Let that put virtually no strain on that guy's arm. So looks like he was tossing up little. He was just a looper in there. He had a breaking ball, fastball change, everything. But he wasn't even sidearm. He was submarine official, just from down under. And he walks him, Dayton aboard. Elizondo across, 3-run ball game. Wait a second. 4-run ball game. 6-2.
Number bat for Seguin, number 20.
Ray Mendoza coming up. These guys working at some new walk-up music. I appreciate it. My advice to them always, make sure your bass drops, the beat drops almost instantly in your walk-up song. You got about 5 seconds before it gets cut. Too much intro, ain't nobody hearing your favorite song. That's what I say. Nonetheless, Ray, 2-out rally situation. Right side's wide open. Dayton at first on the base on balls. Done dealing nastiness, but control a little bit of an issue. Hit very hard the other way. Galindo coming on. I don't know if he got the ball gets away. Runners advance. And Ray gets into second. I'm gonna call that a double. 2-out double by Mendoza. Galindo covering tons of ground out there. It'd been a spectacular play if he made it. As it is, Dayton goes to third. Trevino with a huge 2-out RBI opportunity here. You're Galindo, but Dunn seems like a guy. I think Galindo is cheating the line a little bit. As a left fielder or right fielder, you just kind of get a feel for your pitchers. Like, people are late on this guy. Everything kind of goes this way. You just get burned if you do that, if you're me. But Trevino, 1-0. Again, way outside. With Dunn in his relief. Here goes the pitching coach, probably just talking mechanics. Like, hey, man, 4-run lead, got to throw strikes here. With Dunn's mechanics, the ball is tailing away from Trevino. Good velocity, which indicates maybe probably a little bit late. Finding the left fielder here like Galindo, and Galindo's a good one. I think you cheat a couple steps. Cheat a couple steps for a slice. That last one was really, it's kind of what you're looking for off the bat. Somebody late, somebody slicing it. Theories abounds. Paid dividends though in JUCO with this guy Para. Para was like a righty in the same sense, but like when he's righty, invariably if you ever did make contact, it was like a dump, like a little flare right over the first baseman. And as a right fielder, man, I would shade so shallow down there. I was just stealing singles. That outside 3-0. catbird seat, down 4, probably taken all the way. Need everybody. Trevino could hit, though. You can take 2 RBIs. Yes. Walks him. Bases juiced. Mr. Ruiz.
All right.
Ruiz, bases loaded, 2-out rally situation. 1 run across is Elizondo going in. Find a hole. It's a big one. Shortstop kind of holding the runner at second. Big hole in the right side. Fastball up and away. Also think maybe with Dunn, take till you got one. Just use those takes to try to identify arm slot and get comfortable with it. It's probably somewhere down by around his hip. Bluffs the back pick. Attack to Trevino, but the first baseman wasn't home. 2-0. You take till you got one. Just looking to try to pick up Dunn's release so you're comfortable. Time it. Time your practice and time in your stride and release. That's what you're doing here with your take. Fully hacking. Was a strike. 2-1. Strike anyway, so no issues there. See, on like a conventional overhand pitcher, you're looking for like the box over the shoulder. You're looking for like a box by the hip. Oh my gosh. Take it in the buttocks. Ruiz is thinking the same thing as like I should have. Instinct, survival instinct. As you jump it out of the way of that one. 3-1. Two or 3-1. I personally think it's 3-1, but might count. Fouled off. I think it's full now. It's ball four here. Like this is a cat and mouse game of baseball. Because honestly, the best pitch Dunn can make here is a slider that's an out for a ball 4. So that's impossible to lay off in this situation. But it's ball 4, and that's what he does. It's the cat and mouse game. Does he throw the fastball, or do you do something like that and risk it? What's that? Was it 2-2? Count of 3 balls. Get it wrong. Country Road. Old National Lampoon's theme song player at the bar. Come on down. Grab yourself a nice cold one. We're selling beer now. Get on up to Seguin and Smokey Joe Williams. Mikey and Scotty B have put together an outstanding product. Scares making a ball game. Country Road. Nope. Great if people could actually hear the song. Let's keep that mic open. Jam. Old Rusty. Clark Griswold's son. Became a man on that trip, folks. So Steve Brinkley get the Ferrari? That's the only question. Tovar on a pitch. About the Vacation. So many great films. Vegas Vacation is actually underrated. Vegas Vacation is underrated because if you go see Cousin Eddie take Clark Griswold to his redneck casino, they got games like War. They pick a number between 1 and 10. It's hilarious. Awesome. Louis out of here. All right, buddy. So Luis Solis is out of here. I'm taking over all duties. It's all good, man. calls the young Luis Solis. So now I'm in charge of the cameras, folks, and I got to keep the scoreboard up. We're going to go to top 8. Top 8, and the man himself, Mike G. Want to know how baseball is happening in Seguin, folks? It is with the man who sits next to me, the great, the one and only Mike Gigliotti. Name of the dream who made it come true. Kai Lott batting. Lott went yard first inning. Tovar, let me tell you, I took an inning off and was sitting in the second row watching Tovar pitch, and just really good stuff from Tovar. Like elite velocity with elite breaking stuff. Pitching coach was like, the one thing on Tovar was like, I would almost have him stride more close. I think he's opening up, and that's why he misses outside. There's a served the breaking ball on a hop. That's Trevino, and he gets away. Lott with a big turn. Strong throw in. Lott with a single. Single to start off the 8th. Tovar's got good stuff. And I'm Becker up. And I'm saying don't listen to me, but that was my take on Tovar. Elite stuff. Maybe striding open by about 4 inches. So let's get away from you. No idea on Lott's speed. We know about Lott's power. Nice fastball pumped in there from Tovar and Becker.
Really glad you got the broadcast back here running.
Oh man, I got Scotty B up on here.
Had to have on.
Sure.
Mike's running the switchboard, running the scoreboard. I had to.
Mike's doing everything. We got Scotty B, the other legend, and I'm gonna make everybody jealous. Should I tell them I'm gonna be in Yankee Stadium in a week's time? Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
It's the joys of joining the Marine Corps, people. If you don't get drafted, join the Marine Corps. That's what I say.
See the new.
Unbelievable. I'm psyched. I've been to the old one. Making stuff from Tovar up high, and that might be your take on Tovar too. Is he's got really good stuff. I think he's certainly a 90 guy with a hard slider.
Yeah. Yuli has definitely shown some signs of brightness out there. Does need to find his control every now and then. He works with a trainer on Pulse.
My mechanical thing on Tovar was I changed his stride as a pitcher. I would see just stride a little bit more closed. And I know it seems like you're thrown across your body, but your body makes up for it, and it keeps your shoulders more closed. You don't fly open as much. It's more of a throwing downhill as opposed to flying open. And I think an athlete like Tovar doesn't lose any velocity.
I completely agree.
I'm not saying do that. Morales is an awesome pitching coach, but just like hitters, try something different with your strides, try something different with your hands. A lot of times it's harder for pitchers to try different stuff. Fouled hard by Becker. Gets into the yard. Because you just get into what's natural and what's comfortable. But one of the things you can do as a pitcher sometimes is that stride. More closed or more open. But a lot of times, too much open does lead to control issues.
And not that it is an easy thing at all to change. Like you said, you're lined up. Certainly a thing in the almost get some swing. They're constantly bouncing things off each other, talking to each other in the bullpen during sessions, trying to figure out what other guys are doing that works for them, potential ways to change up their motion and everything. So it is something to potentially know.
It's very interesting. And a lot of times, and I was not really a pitcher. I was actually pretty good in high school, but one thing I remember is I wouldn't mess with my mechanics when maybe I should have. I was always just messing with grips and releases. Not much else would change. I thought I could solve the what would you call it? The Rosetta Stone of becoming a Cy Young pitcher just by finding some magical grip that made the ball sink. And I wouldn't really mess with stride or release, like your arm motion. But it's like a hitter. This crazy Craig Counsell batting stances that I'm sure he didn't start with in Little League, Crazy things on the mound as well.
Kind of in the same vein, I think I change my golf swing basically every time I step up to the ball.
Lined but caught
In the air.
by Dayton. Backhands it just off the dirt. I got 2 down. Let me check my book. That's 1 down. Second, 1 down on the line out. Wind kicking up at Smokey Joe. Mr. Sanguinetti. It's a fastball you got to get up for. If you're not sitting a Tovar fastball, it's by you. I got a windsock on it, but kinds of wind sound. Warner painting Picasso brush. Just dusts the outside. That's you get like that size 2 brush, that tiny little brush.
The detail.
You're doing the detail. That's what that was right there. Was there. Elizondo way out of position. Trevino might be able to make that play if he got it on that first hop. Sanguinetti is going to reach on air there. And lot. It's going to be a third.
To tighten up on their defense. We had a error last inning, a lot of run to score. Just extra runs that you give these good teams.
Yep.
Really hurt.
Spenrath, now the hitter, and that's true. A lot of balls have gone off gloves. I think it's probably a closer ball, like a 3-2 ball game if you could get those outs there. They've been hit hard, so it is the hot corner. It's immaculate glovings if Trevino can dig some of those outs because they're getting blasted, but you want to make a couple of those for sure. By Tovar. Third situations always give me fits, though. I don't think Sanguinetti's going in this spot. Does not have the spicy leads that make me think he is. Off speed there from Tovar. Fools Spenrath.
Kind of left that change up in the zone a little bit, but it was just such a speed differential from his fastball that it really had him fooled.
Sometimes the high change is like the Jedi mind trick.
Yes.
It's like it looks so much like a fastball. The other Jedi mind trick pitch that I'm kind of fascinated with is the gyro ball. And I don't know if you've done this back in the old playing days. 2-2 to Spenrath. Sanguinetti leads off first. For those who don't know the gyro ball, there's a couple pitches in Japan that really aren't comparable to being thrown in the States. The shuto, which is kind of like, the shuto is like their version of a really hard screwball. And then the gyro ball. And the gyro ball is like a bad change mind trick. It spins like a slider. Like you would have skied by Spenrath. The runner is tagging.
Good arm.
Mendoza does have a good throw. I think he left early. I would repeal that.
It doesn't matter because Ray hoses
by a mile. Nice throw by Mendoza. Outfield assist right there. That's the third out. Fly ball is out 2. I'll finish my gyro ball thought in a second.
Absolutely beautiful throw by Ray there.
Perfect top.
Left field. It's his second outfield assist on the season. He actually probably should have 3. Two of them in Brazos Valley, but the second official one on the season, showing off the arm.
You have a good arm and short hop your catcher, too. Absolute perfect throw.
It doesn't always mean that it, reaches the catcher in the air. Perfect one hop does the trick.
Candy hop right there. Scotty on the call, but the gyro ball. Are you familiar with the gyro ball?
Was it Daisuke Matsuzaka who brought that over to the major leagues when he signed with the Red Sox?
Might have. I don't know how often he worked in the gyro ball. I remember C.J. Wilson with Rangers, who had like a 12-pitch repertoire. He threw everything, and he learned it from the Japanese guys. Imagine if it's the same like spiral you're attempting to get on like a football. You're just trying to release it sideways, and they have a training device in Japan for the gyro ball, which is basically looks like an iodized, like a section of an iodized salt canister with the ends chopped off. It's just like this ring, and you kind of side sling it with try to get that spiral on that little ring and sail it down to the guy at the other end of the net or wherever you're playing catch at. The idea being, if you could do that with a baseball, it kind of sails. So it doesn't take its normal trajectory, because even a Nolan Ryan fastball will lose elevation even though it seems like it jumps to the batter. In physical reality, the ball is declining in distance, and the gyro ball is essentially meant fastball here to Ramirez for the first pitch by Dunn. The gyro ball is essentially meant to be an optical illusion in the sense that it glides above the path that it would normally take and the brain expects it to take. So it's not thrown hard, it's just thrown like medium speed. And it's like if you've ever swung underneath a bad slider that's up around your chest, you're like, I identified spin and I swung underneath it, popped to short by Ramirez. Ever swung underneath a bad hanging slider, you're like, how did I do that? Because it didn't break, it just glided. It's the old gyro ball.
To bat, number 13.
Now, David Lopez up. Gyro ball history. You can look up that, the Knuckler, the great documentary on the knuckleball. There's no gyro ball doc, but there's a YouTube video on it. Fascinating. David Lopez squares, brings in the third baseman. Ball one. Third baseman thinks he'll hang out on the cut now. Chopped.
Gyro ball doc, your future in small filmmaking.
That would be awesome.
I think I see an opening.
It's a pretty good YouTube video. It's about 12 minutes long. It's probably all you need to understand the concept of it. Not that many. It's probably the same. Not that many dudes actually throw that in Japan. I would say the shuto is probably a much more trained pitch there. Because obviously, if you outside corner for a strike, the gyro ball not meant to be like this hard breaking or like high velocity pitch. You can imagine if you don't throw it properly, it's probably a homer. It's probably getting jacked to the ballpark. Lopez down on strikes, but it's essentially an optical illusion hanging slider up around the letters that just kind of glides in there. Elizondo scored his last time.
Elizondo is on a stretch of playing very good baseball over his past 4.
Elizondo's been great all summer. Threw a done fastball.
I believe he has reached base safely in 4 games, scored in 3 of the 4, if not all 4, and just been playing a stalwart defense out there at shortstop.
Bounced foul. It's done getting in on you. Elizondo got hit in the head last time.
That was.
So you gotta.
We've had a few hit by pitches in the head region. That was
fastball elevated. How much you can do there? Dunn settles down instead of walking everybody. Fastball by Elizondo to end the inning. Got to get to Dunn. Issuing free passes. We're going to have to start striking the ball, folks. Top of the 9.
Looks like Reed Hensley is coming out to pitch the top of the 9th.
Reed Hensley.
His last appearance was also in a top of the 9th when we were down a few runs, and he struck out 3 batters, scoreless innings. So we could use again this night.
Just got to hold him there. 4 runs is not impossible because you get, a couple base on balls and then line up 1 from Dunn. That's going to go to the gap. Hope springs eternal in this press box, folks. Reed from Incarnate Word. Good baseball out there. Seen their head coach in a few games. Fine gentleman.
Nope, before we get into the top of the 9th here, I'm not sure if you have brought it up in the broadcast prior to this, but we hope everybody who came out to the River Monsters' first ever baseball camp this morning had a great time. Shout out to D-Bat New Braunfels and Cooper for running the show with our guys. Shout out to our players who were just rock stars out there today. They all worked with the kids great. They've been great with them all year, and it was on full display out there on Smokey Joe this afternoon, this morning. So just an all-around good morning for the River Monsters and their
did mention it. It's a great thing for the kids to get tips from these guys. You don't think it would, but a lot of times you'll remember like one thing from a guy at a camp. It's a little technique thing usually, and it usually helps a ton. One I remember from camp is when you're in the outfield and you're getting a ball, like on the warning track, you're picking up like a triple or something that got by, or so it's like just dead. Don't take any steps. Just pick it up, step with the front foot, and throw. If you're Vladimir Guerrero, you get a good time. But every step you're taking in the outfield, that's a run. That's a step the runner's taking. If you think you're going to pick it up, gather your feet, and crow hop, that dude just got like 3 more steps in. Pick it up and gun it in with everything you got. He's stepping around there in the outfield. Right out of a camp, but kudos, D-Bat, all the River Monsters. Another big success for Seguin River Monsters.
And to Boss's Pizza for feeding the campers at the end there.
Boss's Pizza's been clutch all year. No lie. Cameron Nickens to face Reed Hensley. This is low. 1-0 to Nickens. It's corner. 1-1. One of our two-way guys got some at-bats this summer. Line right in 3-4 hole.
There's certain nights where it just seems like an outfielder is constantly active, and that has been Jose Gonzalez today.
Jose Gonzalez, I was remarking what a great outfield assist he had at third. He did not catch that in shallow right. That was in the middle of the outfield. That was a good throw.
Absolutely unleashed a cannon on that throw. It was a beauty.
Which makes me wonder on, is he getting drafted on the July 17 MLB draft? That's the thing I wonder about Jose.
Well, we spoke to Jose when we had a little team meal, and he has those aspirations going into his senior year. He wants to hear his name on that day and continue his career. So I think he's going into his senior season with that being a goal.
I like his swing. I like his approach. Very mature guy. And if you're going to add into it that kind of arm, I mean, I don't know if that's like Jesse Barfield arm, but I mean, that's a good, major league arm right there. If you're the type of guy that's clutch hitting 3 dingers in D1 postseason, you need to take a look at a guy. Something's going on.
Hey, y'all have the book up there?
Kind of. Yeah.
What number flew out to in the last inning?
Last inning.
Top of the eighth.
Top of the eighth.
Top of the eighth. Who made the second out?
For them was
Was it 47 on the fly out to left?
no, I don't think so. The first out was
I don't need the first out. I need the second out, and the third out was a guy coming home. So the first out was a strikeout by number 50. Was a line
I
out.
think it was Spenrath. It was Spenrath.
Spenrath flew out.
What number?
Spenrath struck out, didn't he?
Spenrath. What number is Spenrath?
56.
56. Okay.
That doesn't make any sense because he was asking for the second. He was like, whoever flew out, the only fly out last inning was Spenrath. Yeah. Because the last out was at the plate. Yeah. Spenrath. So Nickens on with a single. Confusion as to whether he batted twice, but Spenrath was the last out. Here's Galindo. One to Galindo. He sets this ball down. One. Galindo would be difficult to double up, but I always dream. I love a good double play. Haven't seen one today that I like. Skied. Could be playable. Trevino over. I think he makes the catch. Nice job, Trevino. It's tough when you're running out of room. You're trying to feel for the fence, and you got to come back and get it.
I believe that they said he caught that out of play.
For real? Out of play. Respectfully disagree.
You vote.
All right. Well then, what's in play down there? Because I think he reached back like he was catching that in front of the dugout where the cut of the dugout would have been.
I did not think that he overran where the out of play.
I don't even think that's a rule, right? You should be able to overrun out of play and then come back in play. Right, I would think. It's not like the NFL rules on like kick returns or something where you go out of bounds, you can't make the tackle. I don't know. Nonetheless, 2-2 to Galindo, nobody out. Off. Didn't get my minivan. Still 2-2 to Galindo. Off speed and he gets him. That's a good job to get Galindo there by Reed. One down.
That was a tight slider by Reed, though.
Catcher Chris Keene digging in. Fastball challenges him to buy him there. 0-1.
He has a live arm out there tonight. He is bringing
Establish the fastball, they say. Set. Seguin's like he's not intending to go anywhere. Seguin's could fall over and land on first base with his lead. Fastball popping the glove outside.
At the bags, there's always the little semicircles that kind of protrude into the infield grass, and that's kind of where I get my gauge on the first base lead.
And it's funny how that cut is. It's almost like I don't think there's any measurement for it. It just so happens, maybe psychologically, that that's always the good lead, you know?
What came first, the infield cut or the good lead?
Right. It's like a turf field, a grass field. It's like somehow that little cut. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to where you make the little curve in, but get a foot out to that thing. That's the lead. I'm looking. Another strikeout by Reed Hensley.
Said I believe Reed's last appearance on the mound was a 3 strikeout night.
Sure,
so
let's see
he's
if he can do it again.
Working on 5 Ks in a row in innings that he's pitched.
Sean Curtis bunted with the bases loaded his last time up. Ill-advised. Looked like a genius, I guess, if everything works out, but everything has got to go perfect for that because there's a force at the plate in that situation, which is exactly what happened.
And that was a nice play by Caleb. Quick off the mound, scooped it with his glove, flipped to Augie.
Almost thought he wasn't going to get the scoop out. You could see that's what he was thinking. He's like, I'm not even going to go for the bare, because you would think bare hand flick it. He's like, I'll scoop and flick.
It's kind of one of the long rules of baseball is use 2 hands.
Yep.
And that second hand is always right there for the transfer when you're using 2.
Yep.
And it's not as easy to do on every plate that you're fielding, but I do think it's a little bit of a lost art in today's game.
Yeah, the old 2 hands, because you use that 1925 glove, I guarantee you'll start using 2 hands. That's what you're going to do. You get the old school gloves. That's what they need in the TCL, an old timer game. We bust out the old timey gloves.
Stirrups and baggy uniforms.
Where the get-ups. Chopped way in the hole. Elizondo almost makes the play, but he gets away.
Play from Elizondo there.
It's a tough play from Elizondo. Honestly, it was going to be closer than I thought. I was like, don't throw it.
Me too, and he has showed his arm strength on a few ground balls over the past few games. That was one I was waiting to see it again, but it was just a running in and away from first base bag, thrown across your body.
In between hop for Dayton, so the worst hop for the first baseman. First and third, 2 down. Curtis on. Technically, I guess you roll out an infield single. I think he's safe, maybe.
If Cam does scoop that, I think he's beaten that by a step.
I'm generously giving hits to our guys, but I think it's going to be a close play. There's no way to tell when you hit a ball in a tough spot. I mean, you field it cleanly if everything goes right. And you get jaded by MLB, right? Because you're like, well, that's an out. The MLB was like, well, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not a hit in this league. Everybody is Ozzie Smith. 2-1. Benjamin. actually think that ball's a strike unless it was down.
There has been a lot of stuff at the bottom part of the zone tonight that I have thought were strikes when they come in. That
Over
not
the
been.
plate, yeah.
Over the plate, and look like a nice pitch, but they must be missing low.
Swings through. Hensley's got swing and miss stuff, no doubt. This is K per inning pitch ratio. Struck out the side. About to do it again. Fouled off. And full count.
I've never been quite sure of if you get 3 strikeouts in the inning, but base runners get on. Is it still considered a strikeout at the side, or is that only used when it's a 1, 2, 3?
No, I think it is. You strike out the side. Even if you get runners on, I've always thought all putouts by K.
Anybody now? 'Cause we have runners on every base. Malachi Lott stepping up to the plate.
Malachi Lott. Showed just what he's capable of in the first inning. Got out of here. Imano. Fastball in. It's a call. 101 a lot. Hammer and Hank's number looked like it in the first inning, that's for sure. This ball way up. Ramirez does a good job to stab it.
There's been many a time we've had a ball off the bat here at this park that seems like it's got the chance to go out, and there was no wind for his swing there earlier in the game, and that ball off the bat.
Gapped at 3-1.
Was one of those. He launched it.
Just sailing into the gap from this elevated angle up here. You could still tell he hit it good. You knew it was going to be extra bases in the gap, but he just kept on it going. As he comes back with a strike, everybody will be going on full count now. 3-2, 2 outs, base is juiced. Runner on third would be wise to take a wide angle while everybody else gets going. He overthrows it. Higgins comes in to score. Up. A couple hits, couple runs tonight. Reed Hensley. Get Mr. Becker here. Off first pitch fastball. Becker swinging there. Fastball got it, but Hensley's stuff got by him.
Becker hit a ball in his last at bat down the right field foul line that ended up foul. I think it was our longest strike to date.
Oh, the one down the left over here?
Yes.
Yeah. I was probably in the midst of technological battles at that point. Hensley elevates the fastball.
He gave it a ride.
That's what I always wondered about. It's that like out front extension, you know? Well, I always thought a lot of dudes like Dewey Evans and stuff would have crazy close stances, you know? I'm thinking of Dewey Evans, right? For the Red Sox. You know, who was it? It wasn't Jim Rice. Somebody had a crazy close stance for the Red Sox back in the day. You know who else had a crazy close stance? Remember Jack Clark? Jack Clark, he was with the Giants for a while. Big close stance.
Necessarily a big time closed stance, but he did lean closed and had his front foot pretty closed. Was Fernando Tatis.
Oh, was it? Yeah. The senior or the junior?
The senior.
The senior, yeah. His favorite open to see the ball. Becker gets all of that one back, and he just went grand salami.
Becker drove one his last at bat. That was foul. That was not.
That's what you want. Going out to left field at Smokey Joe. That's the first dinger to left I've seen. I think when Eddie skies it, Elizondo makes the catch. Monsters get out of it, but not before a punishing blow by Becker puts 4 more on the board.
That one hurts, folks.
That one hurts the worst. Jimmy De Leon about to lead off the greatest comeback in Stir's history. Dunn still on the mound. Line drive. Right to third. The throw across. They get him. And Jose Gonzalez. Impressive year for this young man. Healthy cut there from Jose.
The catcher wore that one straight back on the mask. Those ears are ringing.
Do it, not the hockey mask, right? Chris Keene takes that one, will ring the bell. You ever wear the hockey mask, or did you do the shell with the classic?
I wore the hockey mask. I would have loved to have the shell with the.
Oh, you like the classic?
I do like the classic. I always was a hockey mask guy.
But that's what they had.
That's just what I was provided with, yes.
Provided with a hockey mask. And the classic shell looks pretty darn cool. I feel like Johnny Bench putting that thing on, right? Seguin, target up high. 1 and 2.
Plus, when you rip the mask off, but the top stays on, you look cool out there.
Yeah, you do, don't you? That's awesome. A little shell on, way in on Jose Gonzalez. 2-2. I want to go back and watch some Johnny Bench highlights. You ever see some like pictures of Bench, like kind of, crushed by Jose Gonzalez? I think that kid get out. Oh my goodness!
I thought that off
I
the
thought he
bat
got 100% of that baseball, folks.
was our first Jose home run. He
Crushed that ball.
He did.
Number 19, Cameron.
Warning track. This is a graveyard, but man, I thought he got a lot more of that. Cameron Dayton, 2 down.
That being said,
I
nice.
haven't been keeping track of my duties. 2 down.
That was a nice catch by Victoria's right fielder there over the shoulder. Ball was
He did.
knocked down, hung up in the air a little
Say
bit.
hey thing. Corner there. We got ball players all around this league. Speed up. Looks like a little cut or something that Dunn throws. The fastball challenges him. 2. Cycle through my cameras here. Delivers way outside. Tried the corner and missed. Yeah, nothing like coming to the ballpark here in the crack of the bat. But it's almost a mystery sometimes on what goes out, what doesn't. Spoils the slider or cutter.
That one could not have came closer to the mic down there behind home plate. It's the bristles.
A couple of dingers in my day. I was unbelievably surprised the ball went as far as it did. And other times I've absolutely crushed a ball. Goes nowhere. Makes no sense.
Off the bat, that Jose Gonzalez flyout honestly looked like one with
a
a
hole. Backhanded PFP. And they get the runner at first. And that does it for the Victoria Generals. Take down the Seguin River Monsters 11-2. Ball game y'all missed while I was having technical difficulties. Wheels got loose in about the 7th inning, and then insult to injury, the Becker Grand Slam, and that's all she wrote. But all in all, can't argue with the night at the baseball park. We'll see you next time, folks. Thanks for tuning in to TCL and the Seguin River Monsters. I'm T-Texas Tony Turnstile, signing out from my man. Thanks for joining me, Scotty.
As always, Ernie, thank you for doing this. Thank you for setting up the broadcast, getting it all going. And we understand any technical difficulties that arrive because it is not an easy process.
Apologies.
We're learning as we go. So no apologies needed.
All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Shout out to Olkey CPA, our sponsor. We'll see you, Jeremy the Juice. And that'll do it. Right off into the sunset.